Good evening, everyone. My name is Dan Whitfield. I'm the independent candidate running for United States Senate here in Arkansas. We're going to start our update. We do this every Saturday evening about 6 o'clock. Today is May the 16th, and I'm going to give just a few minutes for people to hop on and get it shared on Facebook and Twitter. But I hope you all had a good week. We had a very eventful week, actually, this week. So I've got a lot of updates and news for y'all. Here we go. I'm the independent candidate running for United States Senate. All right, get this pulled up there. And we'll give it a couple minutes for people to get online. Dishwasher's running. Alright, got it shared there. Alright. Well, we got a few of y'all on. So mostly today we're going to talk about our lawsuit that we have going on right now. That's pretty much the biggest update that we have. There's a lot of news regarding the lawsuit. I'm actually going to ask y'all to do something for me. And we'll get there in just a little bit. But I'll get started in maybe another 2 minutes. Let a couple more people get on. You like my new border, or I guess not really border, but my little scroll on the bottom there. Medicare for all. It's one of the most important things in my policy. All right. So let's just go ahead and get started. My name is Dan Whitfield. I am the independent candidate running for United States Senate here in Arkansas. We are going to talk about our lawsuit today, any updates that we have for that. I've updated my webpage just a little bit so that y'all can check that out later this evening as well. So I guess let's just get right down to it. This is going to be a fairly short, weekly update. I'm going to try to keep it well under an hour. I've got some venison tri-tip that's been marinating all day, so I'm ready to start cooking. It's going to take a couple hours. But as far as the lawsuit goes right now, as an independent, my primary is a little bit different than a Democrat or a Republican. So for a Republican and a Democrat's primary, a Republican pays $20,000 and they get their name on the ballot for their primary. A Democrat pays $12,000, they get their name on the ballot for the primary. As an independent, I need 10,000 signatures from registered Arkansan voters. We were doing great. We were on track to get all the signatures we needed. And then unfortunately, COVID-19 happened. It was unpredictable. There was no way we could have foreseen it coming, and it really hurt our signature collection efforts. I ended up with more than 600 volunteers who had requested signature sheets, who were out there talking to their friends, their family, and getting signatures for us. And people's safety is a lot more important than our signatures were, so we called everything off. Once the governor issued his executive orders, I think it's 2025, putting us into a state of emergency. That hurt us really bad. So I actually, that week, had to cancel 4 events in Hot Springs, including the biggest parade in the state. I had volunteers in Little Rock ready to go to their parades, Eureka Springs, and Fort Smith, and Fayetteville. We had people ready to go to all these St. Patrick's Day parades, and it all got canceled. And that was just the week of the cancellation. Or the week of, the status of emergency. So after that, our signature collection really slowed down. We got to the point where we were doing a lot of signatures through mail-in ballot or mail-in petitions. I would have people request a sheet and I would mail it out to them. They would sign it and send it back. And then people could also print out the sheet from a PDF file I put on my website, sign it, and send it in. Now the problem with that is it had to be on legal-sized paper, and a lot of people do not have access to legal-sized paper. On top of that, after you print it out and you sign it, then you have to go to the post office when one of the populated hotspots, and you'd have to mail it out. So a lot of people weren't able to sign. Because of this, we only got about 65% of the signatures we needed. We needed 10,000, we turned in 6,514. We lost about 60% of our collection time because of COVID-19. So to get 65% in about 40% of the time, I think y'all did great. Where that leaves us now, we are in a lawsuit for ballot access to help. Originally we were asking for just an extension. We were asking for a signature reduction. Just a little bit of help from our elected officials, and they ignored us. They didn't want to help us. They don't want us to have ballot access. So unfortunately, we had to take it to the next level, and I hired a lawyer, and we have a court case. We are suing the Secretary of State, John Thurston, for ballot access. Some interesting things about it real quick. So, y'all are amazing. The retainer for our attorney was $5,000. We were a little bit short, and in 24 hours, y'all, were able to raise $1,400 for us, putting us over what we needed for the retainer, and we got a lawyer. So, thank you all so much. That's hard-working Arkansans' money are going towards our lawyer to fight for ballot access. Now we're suing the Secretary of State, John Thurston. His counsel is the Attorney General. So now Arkansans are paying for the lawsuit. They're paying for the defendant and the defendant's counsel. And now they went ahead and hired a specialist at $350 per hour plus $350 per hour. She's from Arizona. When she comes out here into Arkansas, she's going to charge us every hour from the time she goes to the airport in Arizona to when she gets here, when she does her testimony, to when she gets home. We're going to be paying her tens of thousands of dollars of Arkansans taxpayers to try to prevent ballot access for myself. So we're getting shafted as Arkansans, unfortunately. Now, fortunately, we have a good case and we are going to have ballot access. Our judge had the opportunity last week to, the defendant's counsel asked for them to throw the case out for no standing, and she decided not to throw the case out, to give us a day in court to listen to what we had to say, to listen to the testimony. So that right there was great. It's a good sign, and we have, a lot of confidence that we are going to win this case. Now, some other things that are going on. So Megan Cox is her name. She is the specialist in petitioning. In her, in her Exhibit A, her testimony, she stated that, well, if Dan was, oh no, my microphone's pulling that out. I'm gonna have to lose my mic. All right, there we go. Sorry about that. All right. So in her testimony, she stated that if I was really serious and I wanted ballot access, then I could have paid up to $83,000 for canvassers to get me ballot access. $83,000. Okay, gotcha. Unfortunately, I don't, yeah, we're not taking money from billionaires, from corporations, from political action committees, from political parties. All of our money is grassroots, coming from working class people. We didn't have 83 grand to just throw around on paid petitioners, and you shouldn't have to. So another thing that she stated in her testimony was that she's a registered independent, so it's going to be impartial, non-biased, because she's an independent just like me. Well, she's the co-founder of a corporation, a think tank, that has only donated to Republicans for the most part. I think they donated $1 to Tulsi Gabbard this year. Yeah. So she's not impartial. She is a Republican. She's just a registered independent because it's best for her business. And that's also going to be part of our case as well now. So they basically shot themselves in the foot. Yeah, exactly. She's represented Republicans such as Arnold Schwarzenegger. Let's see here. All right. So she has represented people such as Arnold Schwarzenegger for governor. Dan Coates for Senate, he's a Republican in Indiana. Scott Brown for Senate, Republican in Maine. Dan Sullivan for Senate, Republican in Alaska. Roy Blunt for Senate, Republican in Missouri. And Mike Rounds for Senate, Republican in South Dakota. So she's only represented Republicans in her career, but she's an independent, she's impartial, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, she even went so far as to say, I was basically practicing campaign malpractice because I wasn't going door to door collecting signatures during COVID-19. Yeah, well, I do work and I'm a full-time student. My wife and my daughter, before COVID-19 really got bad, they were going door to door. We were getting signatures. I had volunteers going door to door getting signatures. So she really had no idea what she was talking about. And I'm really glad that the Defendant's Counsel, our Attorney General, after taking money from Tom Cotton, decided to put her as their key witness, because it's really just going to make our case that much stronger. So that's kind of where we're at right now. I do actually have huge news. We have our day in court. So May 27th, it's going to be a Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. is going to be our court date. This is going to be in Little Rock. Let me see real quick if I can find where I made that post with the address and such on there. So I have created an event and I started sharing it, and the information for the hearing is in the event. It is going to be at the Richard Shepard Arnold United States Courthouse in courtroom 4C. It's 500 West Capitol in Little Rock, Arkansas. That's where it's going to be. If y'all know anyone, if you can make it, as long as we practice social distancing and safety, I need as many people as possible to show up and show some support. Just stay 6 feet away from other people. I'm going to have 100 face masks that I can give out. They're going to be cloth, washable, reusable. They'll have my logo on them. So I'm going to make sure there's a lot of media there. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a circus. So come if you can. They'll probably let you into the actual courtroom so you can witness history as this is happening. In Arkansas, only 4 independents have ever been able to meet the 10,000 signature requirement. The first one was in 1978, and the last person to do it was in 2010. It's been 10 years since an independent has been able to get 10,000 signatures. But the difference is we didn't pay for it. 98.1% of the signatures I turned in and 100% of the legal size sheet signatures I turned in, which there's a chance those are the only ones that they'll count, were unpaid volunteers, just people, that want change. We didn't pay $83,000 for ballot access. We didn't do anything like that. So, again, thank you all so much for all of your help and all my wonderful volunteers. Thank you, Janie, for sharing our event. So I'll be giving out 100 masks to the first 100 people that show up. I set the event date for 8 a.m. I will be there an hour early. That way I can meet some of y'all. I can, give some of the masks out. We can kind of come up with a plan. I'm really not sure how the actual hearing is going to happen. In the judge's order, on one line, it says that the counsel, the defendant, and the plaintiff are going to be joining through like a Zoom meeting or some kind of online conference call. But the public is welcome to go into the courtroom. So I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen yet. What I'm thinking is going to happen is I am probably going to be there at 8 a.m., meet y'all, and around 9 o'clock, I'll probably log on my phone and go into the courtroom. And if I have to sit in the courtroom in the back with my phone, I don't mind. So that is going to be Wednesday, May 27th at 9 a.m. If you can be at the courthouse, be there at 8 a.m. so that we can talk, and I can, especially if you have any concerns or ideas or suggestions, you can let me know to my face. So yeah, I'm super excited. We are getting our day in court. I can't wait to be called up onto the stand and tell them all the experiences I've had, the wonderful people I've met, the troubles that we've come across as an independent petitioning, and the differences between being an independent and being like a Democrat or Republican. I mean, I've been to dozens of events. I've talked to political party meetings. I've spoken at Farm Bureau meetings. I've spoken all over the place, meet and greets, home gatherings. And the difference is if I was a Democrat or Republican, every single party at meeting that I went to, I'd probably walk out of there with a check for $2,700. But as an independent, I'm not taking any political party money, so I can't do that, which has made it a lot harder. It has, made it so we are completely grassroots, 100% paid for by the people. That way I can represent the people. So looking at this, I do have the event on here. I'll go ahead and I'll share it again. Let's see here. Oh, wow, I can invite friends. I wonder how many friends I can invite at one time. Anyways, we are going to be doing that on May 27th. So if anyone has any questions, just reach out to me, let me know. I am kind of doing this still as a Q&A update, so if y'all have any questions right now, feel free to type them out and I can answer them live here. All right, all friends. Oh man, it's gonna make me select them one by one. I'm not gonna do that. Okay, so yeah, if you have any questions, go ahead and let me know. That's where we're at with our case. We have our day in court, May 27th. If you can, make sure you can be there. We'll have media there. You'll get to meet me, my wife, my daughter will be there, and we are going to practice social distancing, 6 feet apart, face masks. If you have gloves, it's not a bad thing. It's not weird. Wear some gloves. I'm going to be wearing gloves. I'll hand out 100 face masks. The t-shirts. I wish we could do t-shirts, but I really haven't put any funds that way. When we got the retainer, that took almost all of our funding. So I've been using funding for social media updates and advertising and things like that, because that's where we're going to meet the most people and get the most people interested in our campaign. I still get messages every single day of, who are you? I thought Tom Cotton was running unopposed. So every single one of those people that message me and get to know me and find out I'm running can message all of their friends. So that is still where we need to focus our campaign finances. After we have guaranteed ballot access, the next thing that we're going to be spending money on are yard signs. So we'll go straight from ballot access to yard signs, and I'll get those dispersed. Because back in early February, I believe from February 11th to the 24th maybe, or something like that, I'll look back at my notes when we get closer. I decided that I was going to give out free yard signs to everyone who donates in increments of $10. So all of those people who had donated $10, you're going to get a free yard sign still. And if you donated, say, $50 in that period, you're going to get 5. If someone donated a large chunk of money, I'll reach out, of course, and be like, do you want 10 or 20 or 30 yard signs? And I'll find that out real fast. Let's see. I know, it's crazy. It's been really tough to get our name out there, because that's all the media's been running away with, is Tom Cotton is running unopposed. So that's why I'm going to make this a huge event. We're going to have all of the news stations there. There's going to be reporters, especially if you volunteered, if you actually went out, if you got signatures, if you got your friends' signatures, even if I just sent you a signature sheet and you signed it and sent it back, feel free to talk to the reporters, have a good time and enjoy yourselves. So I'm going to close this one down right here. Oh man, Lincoln Strategy Group. Lincoln Strategy Group. So Megan Fox, the expert that's testifying against us, Lincoln Strategy Group. That's the corporation that she co-founded. All right, I'm going to close that out because that's irritating. So yeah, fun, crazy facts. I'm suing the Secretary of State for ballot access against Tom Cotton because, the GOP has done everything they can to make sure Tom Cotton is running unopposed. It's a really weak candidate, and, they know we can change that seat. So they got the Democrat out through really, really shady ways. It was unethical and undemocratic the way that they got the Democrat out. They tried last year to prevent the Libertarian from getting ballot access, and now they're trying to prevent me from getting ballot access. So fun stuff. So we're suing the Secretary of State. The Secretary of State has taken money from Tom Cotton. The Secretary of State's counsel is the Attorney General. The Attorney General is taking money from Tom Cotton. It's crazy. But yeah, that's what we're working with. And I'm hoping that our judge is impartial, that, she'll be reasonable and side with us. She might not. I'm pretty confident she will. We'll see what happens. All right. So that's kind of all I had for my update. We're only about 20 minutes in. I didn't really see any other questions. Yeah, it was really shady what happened with the Democrat. And the worst part about it was, okay, I understand there was dirt. He was a shady guy himself. Okay, so they found out the dirt last May, 1 year ago. And they waited until after the filing deadline to release the information and get him to drop out, so the Democrats couldn't field another candidate, so they wouldn't have time. And then after they got him to drop out, they put out a press release stating that, yeah, that was their strategy and that was their plan. You know, if you're going to do shady crap, at least don't do it so openly. I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, there is no Democrat running, which is very, very rare for a federal seat like this. All right. So moving right along, you know, that's where we're at. May 27th is the court date. It's going to be at 9 a.m. I would like us all to be there at 8 a.m. so that you all can talk to me and ask me any questions you all have. And I'm not sure exactly how long it's going to take. We told the judge it's going to take less than half a day. So I don't know if you all want to be there at 8 a.m. and maybe leave at 9 or 10. Or I'm sure whoever's interested will be able to actually come inside. I've heard it's a very large courtroom and they can... let's see, did I hear about the tornadoes in Arkansas tonight? I haven't heard about the tornadoes in Arkansas. I know the weather has been really crazy lately. I mean, here up in northwest Arkansas, we've only got, let's see here. I don't even think we have any more warnings right now. Yeah, we don't even have any warnings right now. So we'll see what happens. You know, just make sure you stay safe. You know, that's what's most important. Keep your phone on, you know, keep your volume up so you can hear any alerts. They're really, really good nowadays, where if there's a tornado immediately in your area, they're going to message your phone. They're going to call your phone. You're going to get an alert, kind of like an Amber Alert. So just be safe, everyone. But if anyone didn't have any other questions, Texarkana, oh my gosh. Yeah, I've seen all those crazy storms. They're just heading south of us down in that area. Fortunately for us, we have the Ozark Mountains protecting us. So most of the storms get broken up before they really hit us hard up here. But yeah, right where y'all are at, man, just stay safe. But let's see here. I mean, that's pretty much all I have for y'all for this update. But I appreciate, you know, all of your support, how y'all keep reaching out and offering help and suggestions and things like that. It's amazing. I really appreciate it. So if there are no more questions, I do have a venison roast that I am getting ready to, let's see here. Super excited. I'm gonna throw this and smoke it nice and slow for the next couple hours. This is some of my deer from October, but awesome. So if anyone has any questions, just send me a message. I'll answer them. Give me a phone call, shoot me a text, whatever y'all want to do. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna end it. Do I have a plan on sharing? Yeah, man. I've actually, all of my guests who come, like for my live streams and things like that in campaign, I've actually, for some reason, always made venison. I don't know. I guess I'm proud of my first deer last year. But yeah, no, this is for me and my wife and my daughters right here. But thank you guys so much. My name is Dan Whitfield. I'm the independent candidate running for United States Senate here in Arkansas. May God bless y'all. Thank you so much for joining us. And may God bless America.